Welcome in. This is your Cut Sweat. Oh boy, we're off to a great start. Cut Sweat show for this week's Bermuda Championship. We have not had a Cut Sweat show in a couple of weeks because there's been no cut. And I was very excited to jump back into this data-driven Cut Sweat show. I'll tell you about that here in just a second. And then I remembered there's no shot tracker. There's no shot link. I'm not going to have all the cool visualizations to follow shot by shot. I'm a little bit disappointed. So really, I'm happy to just open this up to whatever. We'll still go through the cut stuff. I'll still show you the 6 of 6 rate, the 5 of 6 rate. If you want me to look up your teams on DraftKings, put your DraftKings username in the chat. I'll look it up. We'll go through the leaderboard. We'll have some fun. But if you want to talk about anything, throw it in the chat because I imagine this is not going to be, I don't want to say as fun. It can still be fun, but we're not going to have the visual shot tracer that we would normally have. So let's open up the big board. Here's what we got. Left-hand side, that is your PGA Tour leaderboard. We're going to talk through a lot of guys on there. Right-hand side, that is cutsweats.com. Cutsweats.com is the only other website that I pay real American dollars for this in this world. So what it allows you to do is track your lineups and really track anybody's lineup. So right now they are showing a 6 of 6 rate in most contests on DraftKings, somewhere between 11 and 13%. It's pretty good. Pretty good, guys. Now, we knew we only had 26 golfers end up in this field. Top 65 and ties get in. So it's not super surprising to see a larger than normal 6 of 6 rate, but we can talk about the golfers that are going to impact that certainly here shortly. And then the bottom right-hand corner, that is via datagolf.com. That is the real-time cut line probabilities. So when you see that -1 is currently the favorite to be the cut line, and it says 72%. That means there is a 72% likelihood of -1 being the cut, with even par checking in with the other 27%. Meaning the likelihood, at least from Data Golf right now, that -2 is the cut line is 0%. So trending towards -1. So if we scroll down to -1, as of right now, that would mean, so let's see. -1 would mean Mito would be in because he shot a 68 today. David Hearn would be in. Johnson Wagner, Ben Martin, those guys are already done. They can sit around. If it goes to -1, they are still safe as long as it goes to -2, which it certainly doesn't look like it's going to. Let me roll through a couple of questions here. So again, my beast of burden, chance of -2 cut as of right now, 0. Why is there no shot tracer? Well, shot tracer is reliant on the shot link technology. That technology are those sets of lasers and cameras that are out on the golf course. Generally speaking, the PGA Tour does not travel overseas with them. So usually only PGA Tour events in the continental United States. I know Bermuda is not necessarily like overseas or whatever. They don't usually travel with them. So there is no shot tracker this week. And then Tim says, Rick, how do you approach live betting during event? Lean further into pre-tourney faves or look for others. No strokes gain data is an extra challenge for this week. For sure, the strokes gain data normally allows for a lot sharper bets to be made, especially for matchups inside the tournament. But what you can still look for here, and we can kind of go through the board a little bit, are golfers that got penalty strokes, right? Golfers that were on the wrong side of the wave, the scoring wave. If there is still a chance that they're involved in the tournament or contending to win, that's usually a good thing. Did they take advantage of the par fives? Yes or no? If they did not take advantage of the par fives, generally speaking, they will take advantage of them because that is how PGA Tour players usually make their hay. So let me show you a couple of things right out of the gate here. The wave discrepancy was about 3 shots on round 1, and it is still looking, well, hold on. That's round one. What is it in round two? Round two, okay, very close in round two. So we'll see how this shakes out. There's obviously a lot of guys in the afternoon who still have to play, but that 3-shot advantage on the Thursday morning guys is pretty significant. And now those guys are coming out right now. They're here playing right now on Friday afternoon, right? So the fact that, let's see, that means that all of these guys who are finished right now would have been on the wrong end of the draw, right? Because they're done. So they were Friday morning, which means they were Thursday afternoon, which means they're three shots worse, right? So we're going to probably see a lot of movement from these guys that still have 9 holes to play up into the 7 under, 8 under. I don't know if anybody's going to get to Patrick Rogers at 64, but that's generally a good sign. So that kind of answers a question there for you as well, Tim. And I'll set this cut line probability back here, and we're still hanging around 72%. I do want to go through this leaderboard, and I want to start at the bottom. That's the only proper way to read a leaderboard. But before I do that, let's look at cutsweats.com and let's look at the ownership of the guys that are at the top right now. Patrick Rogers, 7.7% owned, currently in the lead thanks to his Friday 64. I am lucky enough to be holding a Patrick Reed outright ticket. He was one of the 5 golfers I bet this week, although I don't necessarily like his chances of closing this out just because it's kind of hard to win. There's going to be a lot of guys in the chase position and all that good stuff. Vincent Whaley, back in action, baby. Vincent Whaley, 6% owned. He is near the top. Danny Lee, 1.4%. David Skins, 0.3%. Patrick Flavin, 0.3%. So you are not even seeing a golfer over 10% owned within the top 8 of this board. So a very, very cheap optimal lineup that we would have right now, one that is very, very low owned. So hopefully you are embracing some of this volatility. If we do turn the corner here and look at the ownership, so these are the highest owned golfers on the slate. Well, Mito Pereira, as we know, is extremely likely to make the cut. Dare I say a lock to make the cut, because for him to miss the cut, it would have to move to -2. That's not going to happen. Christian Bezuidenhout, 23% owns, the second highest owned golfer across the board. He's in. He's through. -3 on Saturday. That is his total. He is in a tie for 32nd as we speak. And then Russell Knox, 20% owned. Oh, yeah, we've got a sweat here. So I'm going to star Russell Knox, see where this goes. So Russell Knox right now is even par, which is currently the cut line. Although we know this is trending towards -1. So Russell Knox has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 holes to play. We do not know where he stands on these holes because of no shot tracker, but he has 5 holes to go. He needs to play them at least 1 under par. That's the situation for Russell Knox, who is currently 20% owned. Matt Fitzpatrick, I think we can also probably put Fitz through here. He's pretty safe. He's got holes to play. Matt Fitzpatrick getting through. Adam Hadwin, that's probably another one we should keep an eye on. He's in a very similar, if not actually, Adam Hadwin, we're going to get a resolution on Adam Hadwin a lot quicker than we are on Russell Knox. Adam Hadwin, 19% owned. He's got 2 holes left. One of them is the par 5. He needs to get in at 1 under. So probably right here, 17, that's the easiest hole on the golf course. Let me expand this a little bit and I'll show you. It's actually not the easiest hole on the golf course. Well, actually, maybe, hold on. Let me get rid of the split here. See, why does, so the PGA Tour is ranking this as the easiest hole on the course. It is, I'm sorry, 17. I'm sorry. I was looking at 18. Yes, it is the easiest hole on the golf course. It's playing nearly a full stroke under par. So this is the moment for Adam Hadwin. Basically needs to make birdie here. 18, not necessarily an easy hole. That will determine a lot of scores. Nick Hardy got to 17% ownership. He's gone. He is not going to make the weekend. 1 over par. Seamus Power had a kind of a all over the place little Friday round. Let's check this one out. So Seamus Power, yeah, look at this. So Seamus Power's back 9, which was the front 9 of the golf course. He doubled 1, made birdies on 5 and 6 to get those back, made eagle on 7, then gave 1 more back at 8. All in all, when the dust settles, it's a minus 170 in a tie for 16th, just lurking as he gets into the weekend. 16% no problem there. Chad Ramey, he's done. 6 under. He's through. He got to 14% ownership, and he's in a T9. Oh, Mark Hubbard. Look at this guy. Mark Hubbard. Look at this hero ball he's playing right now. And he's on the par 5. Beauty, 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 beauty. You love to see this. Big move up the leaderboard. 6 under on his round. 3 holes left to play. A par 5 to go. He's 3 under for the week. That's hero ball. What is Patrick Reed doing after he had that kind of weird little Thursday rounds here? 2 under. Oh, and he's done. Okay, so Patrick Reed is going to be making the weekend. No problem there. Russell Knox. Russell Knox makes birdie on 5. So Russell Knox, okay, look at this. Both guys make birdie. So Adam Hadwin and Russell Knox both doing what they need to do for this moment. Russell Knox, birdie 5. That's his 14th hole of the day. And now he is currently inside the projected cut line, which is supposed to be -1. So good news for Russell Knox, who is being owned at 20%. And Adam Hadwin, making birdie on 17. He just needs a par on 18 to get in. So what this is going to do, guys, I don't know if this is actually going to impact the 6 of 6 numbers on cut sweats, because those guys were technically already inside the even par cut. So that's probably not going to move these numbers all that much. It's just going to solidify the fact that those 2 very highly owned golfers are likely to make the cut. So at this point, the highest owned golfer that will not make the cut for sure is Nick Hardy. Nick Hardy will not make the cut, 17% owned. I do want to go through this leaderboard a little bit, because I think, and one of the requests that I sometimes get is like, hey, can you do more of like a review stuff, maybe on Sunday night? And I've tried that in the past, and honestly, most people are ready to just kind of move on a little bit. So I haven't always continued it, but I do think there's a little bit of value, just 2 days removed from what we see and what we know. So I'm going to start at the bottom of the board here and see if there's any names that are worth talking about, or guys that are worth following. Before I do that, Devin says, did you buy any Shiba coin? No, I missed out on that. I'm just, I'm too late on everything. I actually do okay with crypto, but no, I didn't even know Shiba existed until like a day ago, which is probably too late. Okay, bottom of the board here. What do we see? A couple of WDs, a DQ. Brian Morris shot rounds of 89 and 92. He is I think he has the story. He has brain cancer. I'm pretty sure that's the guy, Brian Morris. You can see these flags. These are Bermuda flags. So these are guys that are in the field for this week. Okay, like where's the first notable name that we see? It's got to be Matthew NeSmith. This is a little unfortunate. NeSmith is playing better today, which is certainly not hard to do, considering he was 6 over on Thursday morning. He was out in the worst of it. I mean, he was part of that morning group that was 3 shots worse, but even if you take 3 shots off, he's still not playing good enough to make the cut here. But maybe with a flurry at the end, we'll feel better about using him moving forward. What was NeSmith's ownership? I used him this week, 9.2%. Jay says, you probably answered this, but anyway, it gets pushed to -1. So there is a running constant live probability in the bottom right-hand corner. So as of right now, -1 is 71.5%. It is likely to go to -1. That's via data golf. So it's always down there in the bottom right-hand corner. Next notable here. I guess there were some questions in the live chat about Beau Hossler. I'm not sure how enthusiastic I was. I believe I described his path to success being very narrow because of the short game concern, or the fact that he's so reliant on the short game. So Beau Hossler, he was probably not too highly owned. Yeah, 6.8%. Danny Willett was probably more owned, right? Danny Willett, 10.8%. This is a little bit surprising. Again, he would have had did he have the worst end of the draw? Because he's already done. So he was probably out No, because then he would have been out on Friday morning, Thursday afternoon. So no, he would have been on the better end of the cut. So this is really disappointing to see someone who got the better end of the draw. Wow, he just made a lot of big numbers. 1 double, 2 doubles, 3 doubles. Man, he made 3 doubles and a bunch of bogeys. Bogeys have been okay this week, believe it or not, depending on the hole, but you can't make doubles in any PGA Tour event. Brian Stewart, yeah, this to me, this was very, I didn't know what to do with Brian Stewart. And I eventually kind of removed myself from him as the week went on, because course fit should be perfect. Course history, not that good. Recent form, not that good. And I kind of just talked myself into other guys like Dylan Wu, for example. But Brian Stewart has a couple of holes left, 5 holes to go. He needs to play them at like 4 under par. That's probably not going to happen. He made an eagle on 10, probably hold out on his second shot there. 350-yard par 4. That would be the way that he would do that. But very disappointing. We can go back to not acknowledging Brian Stewart until Pebble Beach or Heritage. Austin Cook. I was a little bit more excited about Cook. I played Cook this week. He's -1 today. He's got 4 holes to go. He's not going to make the cut. That's a little bit disappointing. Who else do we have here? TPJ. That was another name that came up on the live chat because of correlations to Pebble Beach. Wish that discussion to fade Stewart was during the live chat. I'm pretty sure it was during the live chat, Kevin. Pretty sure that's when we talked about it. I'm almost positive. I have to go back and watch, but because Stewart came up because someone asked, who's my wife's pick? And that was her pick. And I was like, oh, I don't know about that. I'm kind of cooling on him. Or somebody asked, who are you cooling on during the week? Pretty sure. Ted Potter Jr., unfortunately, outside of 13, I mean, he's having a pretty good second 9 here. He's probably not going to make the cut. There were questions about Bramlett, who, the concerns were around inaccuracy off the tee. He's not going to make the weekend. Brian Gay trying to play hero ball. 75 in the opening round as a defending champion. I think he only had like 1 top 15 from in between his 3rd or 2nd at the Bermuda Championship 2 years ago, and then his win last year, and then he hasn't done much since. 3 under right now. What is Brian Gay's ownership? Oh, it's only 6%. Brian Stewart more owned. Interesting. -3. He's going to have to play the last 4 at 2 under. That's Brian Gay's way to get in. Nick Hardy. Here's Duffner. That's kind of disappointing. Duffner's been a great ball striker coming in. What did he do on Thursday? 2 over and then 1 under on Friday. A little bit surprising. He's been ball striking it again. Unfortunately, we don't have the metrics to see what he did, how he did it. Did he putt well? Did he strike it well? We don't know. Lee Biota. Okay, I'm going to favorite Lee Biota here. I'd really like to see him make the cut. He was on such a great stretch of golf before he withdrew and then has missed 3 straight cuts. So he is going to need to play 1 under golf or better in his final 5. And again, we are seeing just continued movement towards -1, 77% right now. Ooh, Lingmerth would be nice. He probably made a couple of sleeper lineups for me. He came up on the live chat. 4 under here to get back to even par on Friday. Needs 1 more birdie coming in. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 5 holes to go. Interesting. So I'll favorite him. Just kind of see. Sung-Yul No. Oh, he's not going to make the cut. I root for him. Plays out of TPC Summerlin. Good guy. He's really struggled. Not going to make the cut this week. Scott Stallings, unfortunately, not going to make the cut this week. 7% owned for Stallings. I shouldn't say not going to make the cut. Unlikely, right? 22%. Unlikely to make the cut. Aaron Rye, Seth Straka, Russell Knox, we've already talked about. Adam Hadwin, we've already talked about. Mito's in. Hearn is in. Any notables here? Sahith, what a really good Friday from Sahith. Again, we're going to learn what these guys are, right? And look at, oh my gosh, the cojones on this guy. Look at Sahith. 3 over on Thursday. Not only did he shoot a 5 under 66 on Friday, but 5 birdies in his last 6 holes to make that happen. That's the kind of upside and volatility we see from Sahith. Very good job there. Well done. Brandon Wu is in. Love to see it. Friend of the pod, Brandon Wu. Love to see it. Seifert 3 under with 8 to go. Fitzpatrick's safe. That should be good. Props to Luke Donald. I was certainly not a believer in Luke Donald this week. And he is currently, he's bogey free on Friday. And he only made 3 birdies on Thursday in much worse conditions. I'll tell you what, pretty darn good, Luke Donald. Hubbard, oh, go young man. Go Hubs. You love this, right? I mean, just keep going. Just keep going. Love to see the way his game is shaping up. What was his ownership? He's pretty popular. I played him a lot this week. I think I actually bet him too. I think he was one of the 5 guys I made a bet on. Let me pull up my bets here real quick. It's Power. I'm positive it's Power, Mito. I'm pretty sure it's Power, Mito, Hubbard, Wu, and Rogers. Let me just confirm that. Let me just confirm this. I'll pull up the odds here in a second, Riley. It's kind of a weird and different little cut sweat show we're dealing with this week with no shot tracker. So I have wagers, outright wagers on I don't have wait. Oh, I think I have it on. I'm looking at my Circa app. I believe I have it on STN. So on Circa I have Mito, Power, Knox, Wu, and Rogers. I thought I bet Hubbard outright. I think I have it on STN because he was like 50 or 60 to 1, I think. Just made another birdie. Look at this. You love to see it. So this has not been loaded in yet, but he made birdie on the par 5. So, wow. Okay. So he's going to be T25. Dylan Wu. Love it. Love it. Top 25. Another friend of the pod. Let's go. What else we got here? Hayden Buckley. Okay. So he must have struggled at the end of. Okay. He did. He made 2 bogeys on the back at the end of Thursday's round, playing 5 under, bogey-free golf right now. He might be the real deal, guys. He really might be. I know it's a weak field, but he might be the real deal. Some hero rounds from Guido and Graham McDowell. Seamus didn't play all that well. We're going to see what Seamus. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to point out a couple of guys that I think are interesting, and then we'll actually go see what the odds are. So I've got to remember that guys that let me think about this. Guys that played this afternoon are on the worst end of it. Okay, let me think about that. But I'm pretty interested in this Seamus Power. Obviously, I've already bet him once, but like to be 5 back and clearly not have your good stuff, that's not so bad. Reed's there as well. Smalley, Ramey, Uline. Love Uline. Windy conditions, baby, and he got it going today. The combination of like the Corn Ferry guys who know they have to go low, who can hold it together in windy conditions, certainly don't mind it. We're getting full Psycho Malnati this week, aren't we? Look at that. Look at that card. Birdie, par, birdie, par, birdie, birdie, birdie. What a psycho. David Skins, Danny Lee, Vincent Whaley, Patrick Rock. Okay, so here's what I'll say. I think this is pretty. Oh, Taylor Pendrith is showing off right now. He might if he can continue going that rate, he might be in the lead by the time this thing's over. So okay, here we go. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm happy to already have a Rogers ticket, but I'm not confident in it. I think that, and let me look up I'm going to look up the weather report here, because that is why is it not coming up here? This is going to dictate how many people are in play. So let's look up the weekend here. And obviously this can change at any moment. Oh, it's making me turn off my ad blocker. All right, let's try this. Okay, here we go. So 5-day. Okay. So Saturday, oh my God, thunderstorms. Wow. It's going to be wet. It's going to be wet, guys. I mean, there is just a more than 50% chance of precipitation nearly for the entirety of the weekend with thunderstorms, maybe an inch of combined rain. And wow. Um, Sunday looks windy. Saturday doesn't look so bad. Saturday, the wind, again, and which is, this can change constantly. Doesn't look like it kicks up until the evening when these guys would already be done. But Sunday all day looks pretty bad. Okay, so here's what I'll say. I think the fours are live. 2 rounds, 6 shots, and ever-changing conditions. So this is to answer Tim's question: how far back is too far back for an outright? I think the fours are live because you could get a couple of good rounds. Obviously, it's going to take a couple of good rounds from there. If you get the right end of a draw, I think that's pretty live. There's a lot of guys in there though, so I don't mind that. Now let's look at the odds. Here's Caesars. Patrick Rogers plus 450. Pendrith is plus 700, and he's still out there. Oh, he just made another one. I'll tell you what. I would not hate betting Pendrith right now. 7-1, 2 shots back. He's got to play he's on the front 9. So he's got, let's see, he's made 3 in a row. Maybe more than that. No, he's made 3 in a row. So let's look at this hole by hole. He's going to go to 4. I mean, 4 is tough, but he's going to get 5, 6, 7. Super easy. So he on average is going to play this like another shot under par. On average, he's going to get one more. He's going to get to 9 under. So if you're telling me I can get Pendrith 1 shot back going into the weekend of Patrick Rogers, who is certainly not a prolific PGA Tour winner. Actually, I think he's got like one of the best unbelievable college careers ever, but that was a long time ago. At 7-1, I think I'd take that. I think I'd bet Pendrith right now because there's a chance that he beats the average and is like in the lead when this thing's over on Friday. So that's interesting. What is Seamus Power's number? 25. That's what I wanted to see. 25-1. 5 back, huh? Who's ahead of him? He's tied with Reed. I mean, I don't see any prolific winners here. I mean, here's the thing. This is good for the Fitzpatricks. This is good for the Powers. This is good for the Reeds. The guys at the top are not prolific winners by any stretch. Does Patrick Rogers have a win? I'm not sure. Probably. Vincent Whaley, Danny Lee, David Skins, Pendrith trying to get his first, Malnati. Like this is prime for somebody to come and steal this away here, isn't it? Uline being 4 back and 33-1 is kind of interesting. He won on the Korn Ferry this year. Again, get me guys who can win no matter what the field is. Uline at 33 is not that bad. Seamus at 25, I think, is pretty fair. I would have probably bet Pendrith at 7-1 already. Is there anybody further back? See, let's see. We're gonna have to pick out some of these individual guys though. So let's look at like, and you probably don't want someone who shot like an 8 under 63 today because it's probably not coming again. Okay, like Dylan Wu would be okay. So before I click into Dylan Wu, hey Doogie. Oh, sorry, I was about to just shred you for that question, but I wasn't showing it. Bottom right-hand corner is the projected cut line. -1 is going to be the cut line 81% of the time. So yes, it's going that way. So before I open up Dylan Wu here, what I'd be interested to see is like how he played the par 5s, how he played the easy holes. 1 under, 2 under, 3 under. Wow. 2 under. Made bogey there. That's kind of interesting because on average, the field is playing the par 5s. Let's do some quick math here. The field is playing the par 5s at, let's see, That is about 9/10, about a shot and a half. And then yesterday it would have been about, so that's 1.8, and then 1.8, like 1.96. All right, so it's not that bad. Under par. So he is playing them to field average. Okay, that's fine. I was trying to find if he was playing them better or worse than the rest of the field, because that is usually something that you would like to see a bounce back on. So who else can we find here? Who else has had like 2 decent rounds? I'm not counting Patrick Reed because he's got that holdout eagle and all that stuff. How about Svensson? Joe Idoni liked Svensson. That's pretty solid. Main eagle on 7. That's okay. What's his number? 33-1. Not long enough. All right. So where I'm at is I bet Pendrith at 7. I don't mind the number on power at 25, and Uline at 33 has my attention. I think 4 under or 5 under are pretty live at the moment. Quick update. Hadwin's done. Birdied 18. He's in. Congratulations to the 19% of you. He's in. Russell Knox, a couple holes left, but he's playing a par 5, and he just needs to play them even par. He'll be ready to rock and roll. Lee Biota. Lee Biota's got 4 holes to go, needs to play him 1 under. Lingmerth, 4 holes to go, needs to play them 1 under. They're finishing up on opposite sides of the course, so they're not playing together. Let's see if I can get an updated 6 of 6 rate from cutsweats.com. Showing about 9 to 11% of lineups getting through with a 6 of 6 at the moment. And Data Golf is showing -1, 81% of the time to be the cut line. Even par, 18%. -2, actually, -2 is now on the board 0.1% of the time. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not going to be -2. John Grossman in the chat says, "Hi, Rick. All smiles here. Packers win and 6 of 6 on my league fantasy team and FD team. Good positive vibes. Sweet. Love it. Congrats, John. Well done." While I have a second here, go check out my latest 300 Yards to Unknown podcast with one Victor Hovland. Pretty cool. All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I wish I had the shot tracker. I completely forgot when I created this Cut Sweat show that there was not going to be a shot tracker. I completely forgot. And actually, next week there might not be either at Mayakoba. I can't remember. Actually, I can find out. Let me find out for you. Because, well, I can guess. Because if we've had shot link date, if we had shot tracker before, it means we'll have it. But let me see if there's data in the RickRunGood database for Mayakoba. That might give us an idea of what we have for next week. But my point being, it's a little bit of a pared down, simple Cut Sweat show. So if there's anything else you want to talk about, I don't care what it is. Let's talk about it. Throw it in the chat. And let me see if I can find some strokes gained data from Mayakoba. I don't think there is. They don't usually take it like out of the United States. Tournament Mayakoba. No. So I'm going to guess, unless they make a change this year, there's not going to be shot link data next week either. But there should be for Houston. And then there should be for, I think it's RSM after that. What is happening here? Yeah, so we should have it for the final 2 events of the year. Update. Russell Knox, par 6. He's currently playing the par 5. I can't remember if that's where we knew that he was. Lee Biota still on 6 and Lingmerth still on 15. And Pendrith might just go absolutely nuts here. Hubbard, come on, man. Keep going. Par on 8. That's a hard hole. 8's one of the harder holes on the... Wait, hold on. 8 is Yeah. 8's the hardest hole on the front. Hubbard makes par. Yeah, baby. Let's go. Rick, I saw the pod with Hovey, also a big poker fan. Do you usually play poker online or at casinos? I've been playing WSOP.com. So if you see RickRunGood on there, that's me. Tim says Hubs is 100 to 1 live. Is that true? Kind of like that. I mean, Caesars has him at 300 unless I need to refresh, but Caesars has him at 300 to 1. That's still live right now. I mean, I don't think he's going to back up another round like this again, but when you like a guy coming into the event and he's playing well and he's moving up and he's giving himself a chance, like it's kind of exciting, right? Maybe he doesn't need a 63 every day for the final 2 days. Maybe he just gets on the right side of the draw, gets a little bit lucky. 300 to 1, Caesars is hanging on him right now. That's wild. Shouldn't be 300 to 1. So I've been playing on. So there is someone who goes by the name of Run Good Rick on. I think it's on America's Card Room, because like every day someone will DM me or email me and say, "Hey, I saw you playing. Is that you?" And I'm like, "No, I would never mess up the brand like that and call it Run Good Rick." But no, apparently he plays a lot. So no, I've been playing on WSOP.com. I have not played. I haven't played in a casino in a while, quite frankly. I wouldn't mind. I'll get over there eventually, but it's just so easy. Just so easy to play at home. We're waiting on. I want to see these update. I want to see Lebiota and Lingmirth update here. Lebiota on 6. Lingmirth on 15. Gun Ranger asks, wow. +1 cut line dead? So, couple of items. The projected cut line, or the probabilities of the cut line, is always in the bottom right-hand corner. +1 has been dead for a while. I don't know if you mean -1. -1 is likely to be the cut line. +1 has been dead for a day and a half. It was never alive. But again, you can follow the probabilities of the cut line in the bottom right-hand corner at all times. Let's see what CutSweats has. Again, CutSweats.com on the right if you're just joining. 9 to 11%, 6 of 6 rate across the board. This is the only other site that I pay for. Did they just get delayed? What is that? Oh, I thought I saw that. They throw up the red, like the red banner if there's like a delay or something. I thought that's what I saw out of the corner of my eye. Lebiota made par on 6, so he's got 3 holes to go. He's got to make a birdie coming in. CutSweats.com, go sign up for CutSweats.com. They give me no trouble about sharing my screen and showing behind the paywall stuff, so I always appreciate that. Remember that time we got a ding by Golf Channel or whoever it was? Was it Golf Channel or was it NB? I don't remember, but we got a ding and the stream got shut down. That's my bad. Data Golf, 72%. The cut line is -1. So tiny little movement towards even. We've seen that a couple of times here recently, but it usually just goes back to like 80% -1. All good, Gun Ranger. Pendrith is on fire, and the lowest man still out on the golf course right now. Everybody else is done, right? I mean, look at the top of the leaderboard. Everybody who got the good ends of the draw. Right? These would have been a lot of some of these guys finished up recently, but these would have been guys that played Thursday afternoon, Friday morning, 3-shot difference. So what Pendrith is doing right now is crazy, right? This is against the wrong end of the draw. 3 shots worse than he should be. Who else is still out there? I mean, there's not another guy still out there. I guess some guys have finished up in the afternoon. Hubbard still out there. 24th. So good. So good. Oh, look at this. He made another one. Pendrith 9 under. So let's just recap this day. Starts on the back. Birdies 11, 12, bogeys 13. Birdies 14. Eagles 17. Now, first 4 holes on the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 birdies. 5-1. And the co-favorite with Patrick Rogers right now. I'm telling you, he might be in the lead by the time this thing's over. 7-1 was a good number on him. And I don't think you might not see it for the rest of the event. Hey, Rick, would like to know how many different golf courses you've played in Vegas and which are your favorite. I've played a lot. I don't know. I've probably played, I mean, there's obviously a lot of golf courses here, and I play a lot of the same courses, but I've tried to play, the popular ones, the well-reviewed ones, the well-maintained ones. So I've probably played 12 or 15 different courses, which feels like a lot. My favorites, yikes. The Wynn's awesome. It's unbelievable, but you can imagine that. Bears Best is, I'm not usually a fan of the composite courses. That's pretty cool. Bali High is very unique. You don't get anything like it. I love Paiute, always in great shape. There's 3 courses there. Waiting on this Lingmerth score on 15. So we'll see. Do you think that people underrated the severity of Reed's hospitalization effect on his tourneys after for them to be so down on him this week? Interesting question. I don't know. I mean, I guess in theory, no. I mean, even if everyone just said, "Oh, the reason he's playing poorly is because of the hospitalization," um, you would think that you would at least start to see the game come around, right? Instead of like flipping a switch. I mean, he's been really, really bad, and no matter what the reason is, you would think that a long extended period of playing bad would generally come with a little bit of good play before he like wins a golf tournament, right? I don't know. I mean, I could see this. I could see that both ways. Oh, now we're talking. When is the pod about who is on the all-time team no putt team? I can probably tell you that right now. All time? All right, let me try something real quick. Great question. Yeah, absolutely. Needs to happen. So, what I will do is this. Team no putt. The best tee to green players. Well, I'd have to filter out a lot of guys who don't have a large sample size. But this is a very good question. This will have to come at some point. Keegan's certainly on it. Sergio's got to be on it. Will Zalatoris is like the new introductory, like he's like the new face of that. Emiliano Grillo. I mean, there's so many good ones. I'll have to rank like the top 10. Great question. Last amateur to get a top 10 on tour? Without looking. Oh, Russell Knox made birdie. So birdie on the par 5. So he's pretty good. He's got a shot to play with 2 to go. And he will be important because he is 20% owned. 20% owned. He's kind of one of the last few guys we're waiting on that's going to have a real impact on a lot of lineups. Because everybody else is Mito's in, Bezadenhout's in, Knox is very, very likely in. Look at this. There's been Data Golf showing a pretty significant move to even par. If it goes to even, who was already in it even? Stallings would be back in. Sung Yul No would be in. That'd be cool. Lebiota and Lingmirth would be in if they stay there. I don't see how it's staying there. I don't know. Maybe I mean, no. I mean, it's their data golf is saying 32%. Um, Man, if it goes to even, the 6 of 6 rate's really going to fly because you're going to get a chance that Armour gets in, a chance that Lebiota gets in. An outside chance Brian Stewart could get in. You have to birdie 2 of his last 3 and have it stay at even par. Interesting. I don't know. We'll see if it goes there. Last amateur to get a top 10. I feel like that happens at majors. I don't know. I feel like that's like a US Open thing. I'd have to look. Even gives me a bajillion 6 out of 6s. Yeah, I think the problem is it's going to give everybody a bajillion 6 out of 6s. There's not going to be really anybody that burned you. Nick Hardy. If it goes to even and you avoided Nick Hardy, you're probably going to be in a good spot. Villegas needs to birdie his last 2 holes. Now, luckily, he's playing 17. That's the easiest hole on the course. And then 18. But he at least needs to birdie his last 2. That would get him to even, and then he needs help from the rest of the field. So we'll see if this is actually going to even par. I don't think so. I'm trying to look at this. That's 72 guys at even par or better. So like, well, I'm just trying to do the math. I'm just thinking about this in my head. I mean, yeah, I guess it is possible. The data golf is saying a third of the time. I don't know. We'll keep an eye on that. Now it's picking up steam now. Now 35%. Everyone's going to be finishing on, but see, here's the problem though. But they factor this in. Everyone finishes on 18 or 9. 17, 18, very gettable. 7, 8, and 9, very gettable. They must factor that in. They definitely do. I don't know. I think it's going to stay at -1, but we're going to see. Rounds of the day. Let's look at rounds of the day. Pendrith still out there, by the way. Hubbard's done. Beautiful 63. Congrats, Mark Hubbard. Love to see it. Matthias Schwab. Rogers, Malnati, Herbert. Uline, Guido, Spawn. Okay. So look at this. Pendrith is already at 8 under, which is the round of the day, and he's got 5 holes to go. And one of them's a par 5. What a freak. What a freak. Actually, I think the coverage is on now, isn't it? Did I whiff on not watching? I don't even know who they're showing. Did they get out to Pendrith yet? I was so distracted by the lack of shot tracker. Reeves for par, they're showing on 12. Why? Victor is in the chat and he's on the record. He says even is going to be the cut. Maybe. Maybe not. Probably not, according to Data Golf, but has been a big movement that way. Has been a big movement that way in the last 20 minutes or so. If it moves the even, I shouldn't say moves. It is technically currently even par. if it stays there. The idea that, since when I came on an hour ago, is that it was likely to move to -1. And it's still most likely to move there, but it's getting closer. But an even cut line, especially with, let's do it this way. Scott Stallings, 7% owned. If Ryan Armour, and Armour's still out there, Armour could get in even at -1. Armour would move some lineups because he's 13% owned. Lee Biota, yeah, I mean, this is even is even would get everybody a 6 of 6, except probably me. I have a lot of Neesmith, which I don't think is gonna work. He's 2 under today, but that's not. He was terrible, and he was in the worst of it yesterday. It's unfortunate. Same with Austin Cook. He was terrible yesterday, made a triple today. Was in the worst of it. I'm not that upset about that. Rogers, Pendrith, Whaley, Lee. Interesting. Waiting to see now. Armour was interesting, but what he does at 8 is now super interesting because that is it's a hard hole. And now he's on a number that might be the cut line. Lee Biota, I feel like we haven't gotten his update in a long time. He's on the par 5 7th. And Lingmerth, I feel like we haven't gotten his update in a while, have we? He's playing the hardest hole on the golf course. Very sweaty time for those guys. Very sweaty time. Pendrith just got to 10 under. So Pendrith just made his 5th birdie in a row. What a freak. 11% owned. Now he's 3.5 to 1. So in the last 30 minutes, 2 holes, he's gone from 7 to 1 to 3.5 to 1. Hope you got it. That's what they call closing line value. He was much longer than that before the tournament. But wow. That was what I was not worried about, but there was a chance he was going to be in the lead before the day was over. So now he goes to good birdies the first 5. He has 6, 7, 8, and 9. 6, 7, 8, and 9. I mean, he's going to go. Look at this. He's 6 and 7 are playing nearly a stroke under par together. 8's hard, and then 9's a birdie hole too. A little bit. Pendrith could go really low here. Whoops. There's a chance Pendrith goes really low here. Good for him. Wow. Could he get to, I don't want to say them. I'll say it. I don't care. I don't believe in jinxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. If he gets to 13 under, whoa. So wait, 12 under would be a magic number. So he could play, if he plays his last 4 at 3 under, we got a Pendrith 59 little hunt here. There's not that many guys. See, what's interesting about this is actually there's not many guys out on the golf course right now near the top. But the guys that are out there are hard on sweating this cut line. And I hate that we don't have shot tracker. This Lee Biota Lingmer, I got to see what they do on this. Lee Biota on this par 5, I got to see it. How often do you live bet outrights, Rick? So there's really only one good book for it here, at least I think, which is what is now Caesars, but in Nevada it's still called William Hill, I guess, until they rebrand it. That's the best book for live. Like I wish Circa did live numbers. They don't do live numbers. Um, when I think there's big enough value, I think it's very easy to be like, oh, this guy's 35 to 1 and he's 4 shots back, or like, it's very easy to burn your money on live outrights. So I tend to live kind of with what I pointed out earlier, which is like when Pendrith was 7 to 1 and he has holes to go. Like right now, like this final 2 hours on Friday, when you're like, okay, this guy's playing well, he might get 2 more under par and then he'll be close to the leaderboard, like that. This is a really good time to be betting out, to be live betting outrights. But generally live, I just do matchups. Matchups are really where it's at. Look at this Fitzpatrick putt. My goodness. Brian Gay with an eagle at 17. He's now at even. Data Golf moving back in the direction of -1, 72%. Matt Fitzpatrick just putted it off the green and will now have to chip. Yikes. This is a really sweaty course fit. Ryan Armour, Brian Gay, both at even par. They probably need to birdie one. Christian, congratulations on a great question. Will the cut stay at even? If you look in the bottom right-hand corner, the friends over at Data Golf think that 71% of the time, 72% of the time, it's going to go to -1, and 27% of the time, it is going to be even par. They just showed the Pendrith putt for birdie. There it is. Victor says, so many good young players coming up. Going to be an interesting year. Got to get my Rick Run Good tool so I can learn more about these Corn Ferry guys. Darn right. Corn Ferry results are loaded in there. Have fun. So are the senior tour results, actually. Oh, Hank. Lebiota made bogey at 7. That is losing a stroke and a half to the field. He's probably done. Probably done. Not. Oh my God. Lingworth made bogey too. They got some work to do. Armour still even. Knox gave one back. So now there's a chance that if Knox bogeys 9, and the cut is -1, Knox could be out of this. Is it normal for a lot of names to take off the beginning of the year like Bryson? Yes, it is. Most guys will play a couple times in the fall. Maybe they'll go over to Europe, play, Dubai. Then they'll come back in like January. Yep, it's normal. Probably, Seb. So Seb says Danny Willett has to be the most underperforming guy this week. I think that's right. Coming off of, I mean, his advanced metrics aren't great, but when you win Alfred Dunhill a couple of weeks ago, I think he played okay in Vegas, right, at Shriners. You get an event that's probably a decent fit for you, and you were on the good end of the draw, right? I think you add up all of that and you say you're the most underperforming guy of the week. As of this moment, cutsweats.com, about 10 to 13%, 6 of 6 rate across the board. 72% likelihood that the cut line goes to -1. So a lot of guys hoping it gets to even. and some doors closing, quite frankly, for some of these guys. Because if it's not even, if it's -1, Lingmerth's got to birdie his last two or play him at 2 under, and Lebiota has to do the same after a presumably pretty ugly bogey on 7. Pendrith might just win this golf tournament. That'd be kind of wild. Let's look at the odds here. So what's kind of happening now with Pendrith is he is drifting some of these other numbers. I think Reed was 18-1. Now he's 20. Power was definitely 25-1. Now he's 28-1. Uline is still at 33. So I guess if you do want to get freaky with some of the guys that are still on the course, you should wait until this round is over. Because Pendrith might, like if Pendrith gets to 11 or 12, you probably get a couple extra points here. Armour makes par on 8. Now playing the final hole of the day, number 9, and it is seeming like he is going to need birdie there. Because, whoa, looky. All right, so first of all, I have a bone to pick with this, but Data Golf just swung this big in the favor of even par. Now even par is the favorite to be the cut line, which, okay, I like Data Golf, obviously, or I like this part of Data Golf. It is generally pretty good, but this is what just happened right there is the beef that some people have with it, which is how in the world, in the matter of 3 minutes, did it go from 70%, 72% -1 to 68% even? That's a huge swing in 2 minutes. Of the complaints I've heard about this tool, that is the complaint. And I haven't seen it do that in a while. And I do these cut sweat shows like every single week. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But just to update, massive swing to even par. Even par now the favorite. If that is going to be the final number, if it is even par, Lingmerth, very live. Lebiota, live. Armour, currently in, and Knox fairly safe. But even would open up. Let's see who's at +1. That's still out there. Vigegas. I mean, Stewart could save a lot of people. I don't want to say save a lot of people, but like if he got to even. Yeah, even is, I can't believe it moved to even. That, or no, I shouldn't say that. I mean, even was a third of the time. I can't believe it went from 72% in one direction to 72% in another. That's strange. We're going to have a lot. So look what happened here. So now, okay. So who dropped out? Because now Cut Sweats is showing 5.7% of lineups in the flop shot have 6 of 6. Did somebody drop out? Because they're still showing an even par cut line, which they should. That's what they should do. So who dropped out? Am I missing something? Was it Lee? I guess Lee Biota dropped out. That's what it was. Lee Biota's bogey dropped him out 13% owned. That's what it was. So, wow. How about that? Lee Biota at 13% owned moved the 6 of 6 rate, basically 4% himself. Very interesting. All right. Well, we got some real sweats now, I think. At even par. Now Brian Gay's in if it stays at even par and he can par the last. I mean, there are so many guys who have a shot now. We'll keep an eye on it. I think it's going to be a little bit before we get another update. Rick, can you let us know behind the curtain into your process of identifying golfers on Monday before recording your DFS pod? Sure. So, I mean, really, the process doesn't start on Monday because it never really stops, right? I mean, when I like, this is all I do. This is all I do is I cover golf and I look at the data. Like, this is all I do. It's my job. Pendrith finally made par on number 6. So ends a stretch of 5 straight birdies. So there's not a lot of like new research you have to do when you know how everyone's been playing, you know the red flags, you know the course that you're going to go to. So there's not really a ton of research that has to start on a given week because it's always just happening. So I wish I had a better answer where I was like, oh, I run these 3 models and these 2 calculations and whatever. It's not true. It's just the research never really ends. So it never really has to start on Monday. I mean, you'd think so. Lingworth trying to get to even would be. I mean, he's on the hole to do it. 17 is the easiest hole on the golf course. Lee Biota's on a top. Lee Biota, man, it's a shame and it hurts. Lee Biota moved the. Okay, so they're showing Brian Gay. Brian Gay's on the telecast right now. He's lining up a putt. This has got to be on his final hole of the day. It's like an 8-footer for, I'm hoping it, well, for his sake, I'm hoping it's for birdie, but the way they're showing it makes me think it's for par. Let's see. So Brian Gay, it's for par on 18 to stay at even. So here's Brian Gay. This is the current cut line and the probable cut line, and he's got like 8 feet for par. He's got his putter behind the ball. He's settling in. He needs it. Absolutely needs it. If he misses it, there's no chance he plays on the weekend. It is in the heart. Brian Gay makes par on the last. So he is at least going to give himself a crack at hero ball. Wow. His odds to make the cut after he bogeyed 16 and the cut line was trending towards -1, probably not very good. Gets a big swing towards even, makes eagle on 17, and then makes par on 18. My goodness. All right. So Brian Gay, as of right now, in. If it goes to even, we might get a cut. We might get a. Hold on, let me do this. If it goes to even or stays at even, whatever you want to call it, there are 74. They just moved Vijegas in. Vijegas just made birdie. Look at this. What an absolute hero. Camilo Vijegas, who is probably not all that highly owned, 6.5%, with pure hero ball. 65 on Saturday, Friday, 12 shots better than his Thursday round, a 600 to get to even, which is the current cut number, and he does it by birdieing his last two. Wow. So if it is gonna be even, there's already 74 in at the number. You might get, 75, 76. You could get, this is probably gonna be a pretty big cut. If that's if even is it, and Data Golf says 66%, it's going to be even par. For the first hour I came on, it was about 75% to be -1. And then just like that, one little 2-minute refresh, it jumps the other way. Wow. All right. So what do we got? No change, right? Lingmerth's playing the hole he needs to play. Lebiota on 9. Armour needs par. Probably. Birdie would definitely be safe. Russell Knox just needs to not implode here because he's already at -1. That's definitely safe. This is... God, what a week. Brian Stewart's in right now at the moment. Brian Stewart, birdie 6, 7, and 8. Trying to hero this thing. 10% owned. Brian Stewart. He's going to bring up the 6 of 6 number if this stays at even. Oh my God. This is it's chaotic. What a week to not have the shot tracker, right? We could be reading the putts. We could be in the I just miss it so much. What a week to not have it. With all these scrubs trying to get in at even par. I love it. I love it. All right, so I'll actually add I'll add Stewart. Gay's already in. Stallings is in it even. Oh, who was that shot? Who just hit it to 1 foot? That was Austin Eckroat. Okay. Look at this. Okay, Knox looks like he made birdie on 9. He did. All right, Knox is in. -2, no problem there. Armour just is sitting around waiting, hoping this goes to, or hoping it stays at even. Stewart trying to be a hero. Stewart, and he'll move the 6 of 6 rate. And look, it's creeping up already, I think. Stewart will move it a little bit. Lebiota would help it back. If Lebiota could make birdie on 9, he'd help it as well. Will says this is the most difficult week ever to immediately recognize the golfer when they appear on screen. Yes, that is correct. Yeah, I use the word scrubs affectionately. Listen, I'm playing them too, and I like the ball, but come on. Aaron Rai, look at a 233-yard par 3. I'd be hitting driver. No, it wouldn't. 3 would. Ooh, I think he likes it. Staring at, nope. 4 right. Never mind. Get down in the bunker. They'd rather play out of the bunker. All right. So Armour, I guess I can bump him out of here because it's just depending on the cut line. Stewart. Wow. Brian Stewart. Okay. So let's be clear here. Brian Stewart shoots a 75 on Thursday. That's 4 over. He then immediately holes out for eagle on number 10, his first hole of the day. So he's like, boom. How about I'm just 2 under immediately? bogeys 16 and 18. So gives them back. And then his back nine, par, birdie, birdie, bogey, par, birdie, 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 and one to play. If he makes birdie, he's definitely in. But as of right now, even par. Even par. Looking to be potentially good. They just showed the Knox birdie on TV. He's playing with I thought it was Brian Armour walking around. Or Ryan Armour. Jeez, my brain is fried. Is anybody else trying to sneak into this even par conversation? So now 73 golfers at even par or better. Seth Reeves trying to hold on. Lebio to Lingmerth. Those are Lebio is the most influential to the 6 of 6s. Lingmerth, I'm just kind of interested in. Thoughts on the English guy who looks like he's wearing Adidas sweatpants? I'm pretty sure that's Aaron Rye. He looked like he was wearing Adidas sweatpants to me. We're still stuck on. I mean, even it also kind of worries me that even hasn't gotten better than 65%. There's not that many guys left on the golf course that are going to influence this. I don't like that it's still at 65%. Like seriously, look at all the guys near the cut line that are like they're done. Stewart's not done. I'm just shocked it's not more solidified at this point. Especially with 73 golfers at even par or better. Reeves is putting for par to not drop this even more. He missed it. Yeah, so now that is so good for the even pars. And you can see it. Data Golf moved it to 73%. Yeah, that is that's good for the even pars. Really, really good for someone to drop from -1 to even. My wife's here. Go Stewart. Don't put the hex on him. With one hole to go. I know we were supposed to be done by now. We're supposed to be going to lunch by now, but I kind of got to see how at least this Brian Stewart thing resolves itself. I'm so hungry. Solar installation complete? Yes. Oh, listen, obviously very happy to have it. All that stuff, but man, 3 full days was a long time. Drilling, banging, all that stuff. But yeah, it's done. So they like the city has to come out and inspect it or whatever, but they'll turn it on soon. Ooh, that's a pretty good shot. All right, I got to see how this at least Lebiota Stewart thing plays out, and then I'll go. But I got to see how this plays out. Even par now 73%. So if even par is going to end up being the cut line, who is going to be the highest owned golfer to miss the cut? It'll be Nick Hardy. That's right. Okay, but outside of Nick Hardy, well, it depends on what Lee Biota does. And then Danny Willett. Wow. What's the opposite of a bloodbath? What's the opposite of a bloodbath? That's normally what I would say when every high-owned golfer misses the cut. A walk in the park. That's why she's the smart one. This is a walk in the park. The old walk in the park for the highest owned golfers. Ain't no thing. God, I hate not having shot tracker. I'm just flipping around like the leaderboard like a dummy. Oh, Lee Biota. He's playing the last hole. It's not that hard. Birdie probably gets him in at this point, right? Now we're 73% for even par. Kurt Kitayama's in. Assuming it stays at even. Good for him. Okay. How owned is Lingmerth? I'm just curious about Lingmerth. He's only less than 1% owned, but he's on my board. I'm just curious. I just want to know. The field next week is top notch. Obviously, Victor's defending. I think Brooks is going to be there. They have like 10 or 12 the top 20 players, I think. Next week's a great little field. I'd have to go check, but shaping up to be a great one. Taylor Pendrith. I like that you're showing his career low round, which I don't know. How many career rounds does he have on the PGA Tour? Actually, I'll just tell you. 42. For eagle and solo lead for Taylor Pendrith. What a freak. Let's see. Never got it high enough, I don't think. Oh, no, it might be. Turn right. Turn. Oh, it never turned. All right, so he'll kick that in for birdie, I assume, and get to 11 under and 10 under today, which means he needs, if he birdied the last two, he'd shoot a 59. Rick, do you play the weekend slate? Any keys to success for weekend and showdown slates? Thanks for the great content. No, thank you. I generally don't. I do not find the weekend slates or showdown fantasy all that exciting. Between the matchup, the round by round matchups that you can bet between Jock Market, which is honestly one of the better in game ways to get in on golf. I don't really need to. There is generally a showdown cheat sheet that's actually people are used all the time and they're very successful with on RickRunGood.com, but it requires the strokes gain data, and that does not exist this week, unfortunately. 84% now to be the cut at even par for Data Golf. Kieran at Affy Barnrat is in. Good for him. There's like not that many guys left on the golf course, but I'm interested in the ones that are. All right, Brian Stewart. Oh, you idiot. No, he made bogey. Oh, no. I shouldn't call him an idiot. I'm sure he's a nice guy. But, oh, he played. Look at the hero. 6, 7, 8. Birdie, birdie, birdie. Bogeys 9. He's out. Brian Stewart. Brian Stewart. He gone. Oh, so that's actually, so hold on a second. That might adjust these 6 of 6 numbers because he was in at even, and that's what Cut Sweats was showing. He's 9% owned. That might drop. So currently about 8 to 11, depending on the contest, 6 of 6 rate might come down even more because Brian Stewart just dropped out. I'll give that a second. Lee Biota made double on 9. So a really, man, a really unfortunate back 9 in which he made, wow, bogey on both the par 5s and double on 9. So that's 4 over on the back, which if he played them at 3 over on the back, he would have made the cut. Is that right? One shot? No, not even close to being right. He needed to be 3 shots better. So he needed to play them 1 over. That's really, really bad. So Lee Biota, 12%. He's out. That was already being reflected on Cut Sweats, which leaves us with just Ling Mirth, but that's not going to impact anything. That's just for my own sanity. So here we go. Final update. Taylor Pendrith is a freak, first of all. 84% likelihood that this cut is going to be even par. That's from our friends over at Data Golf. That was a pretty big upset, I'd say, because for the vast majority of the show, -1 was a heavy favorite. So nice little upset there. That was fun. I wish we had the shot tracker. On the Cut Sweat side, which you should sign up for, cutsweats.com, go sign up. Number's probably going to go up, probably like 6 to 10% in terms of 6 of 6 rate, especially if it stays at even, which now they're posting at 97%. So yeah. Okay. And then I'm sure Cut Sweats on Twitter will tweet out what the final numbers are. I'll retweet it. So that rate's probably going to go up a little bit because of who got in. Who got in at even? That was like 10% owned. Oh, you know what? Maybe I was thinking of Brian Stewart. I don't know anymore. My brain is fried. But I think that rate's going to go up. Sign up for cutsweats.com. Support them. Otherwise, I think the bet to make was Pendrith at 7-1 when we talked about it. Power at 28-1. I'm somewhat lukewarm on. Uline at 33. Again, somewhat lukewarm on. But if you got 7-1 on Taylor Pendrith about an hour ago, that would have been the bet to make. I thank you all for bearing with me on a non-traditional Cut Sweat show without the shot tracker and all that stuff, which I completely forgot about. But I'll try to figure out something for next week as well. But until then, follow me on Twitter. Have a great time. I'm going to go eat lunch. I'm starving. I will talk to you guys later. I'll see you on Twitter. Later.